make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door. It's the Richard Wilmore Show.
Mr. Richard Wilmore.
Say what you said.
Say what I said.
At least you have to do it over again, not me.
I screwed it up. Dang it. Ashley Villalobos, you are one of our artists in residence who you kind of helped start the whole thing. You've been here since the beginning, correct? 2016. What was your role in 2016?
I think my primary role was to be on the board. I was one of the first board members, and I served there until I could roll off the board and start teaching classes, which I think happened 2 years ago.
Oh, really? You were on
Maybe.
board for a year?
Yeah, I think.
And then, how doesn't matter, that's fine.
It was fun.
We're not going to fact check it, it'll be okay. How was it then, like, going into teaching the classes? Because you've had a million jobs in your life.
I have.
You're still creating jobs for yourself. So how does Hearts Need Art fit into all of that?
Naturally, teaching is where I wanted to be. But when you're starting an organization like Hearts Need Art, you kind of fill the gaps where they're needed. So I teamed up with the board for that time period, and then when we started getting new board members and growing, it was a good opportunity to switch into teaching. And for teaching is a lot of fun for me because I actually see people unexpectedly get that positive release of endorphins when they're creating artwork. It started when I was working as a acrylic painting instructor at the local painting parlors. I think it's a lot of fun when you're in an environment where you're kind of dragged to one of those painting experiences. You've had a hard day at work, the kids are crazy, you sit down, you start to paint, and you have an option to follow along with the instructor or be creative, use a different color, go with your own creative inspiration. But by the time the class is over, people are laughing and giggling and sharing contact information and wanting to do it again, even the husbands.
You have, that's what, just personally what you've changed about me, like from being in your classes and from watching, like I now paint at home because of you, because you make it so easy and you make it seem like anybody can do it, because anybody can.
Everybody should.
But you encourage that, which I think is so great, and you've really helped me kind of
Yay.
take that on.
I'm proud of you. Every mark that you make is to be appreciated. Even if it's a squiggly mark or you swear you can't draw a straight line. Just do it, just create.
I always say that, like, some of the stuff that comes out of this room from people who aren't artists, when you're talking to them and asking them to come, is so amazing to me. Do you have any, like, stories that you remember of certain people that, like, have sort of changed the way you think about art or life? I'm sure you have a ton of them.
I have a ton of them, and I really don't know where to start with that. But I think to kind of bring it back to Hearts Need Art, I started volunteering as an art teacher to provide creative experiences to children navigating their way through the foster care system, because was a tool, a life skill that creating art they could use to help transition them faster into a better state of mood or have a little break or a respite from the traumatic experience that they were going through. And actually seeing that and witnessing it in the children, well, I don't see how adults are any different. So bringing it to the hospital and being a partner with Hearts Need Art is very natural.
Is that what drew you into wanting to be a part of it, was kind of exploring what that would be like on the adult side of things?
Absolutely. Sharing the creative experience with everybody is very beneficial.
What do you get out of coming here?
Oh, it definitely fills my cup. I could have a busy day, a busy week, I say juggling elephants, but every Monday I come and I teach a class from 2 to 4 on the 8th floor, and you get to meet people in actually a very vulnerable place. They're creating something, they don't feel like artists, but you get to encourage them and really get to know them and kind of share that time and space with them. I think one of my favorite things about creating art in a situation like this is that it's a surprise to people outside your bubble to say, how was your day at the hospital? Oh, I took an art class, I painted, I drew. You know, to have something to talk about other than whatever experience, traumatic experience you're going through is very powerful.
This is a testament to how amazing Ashley is, though. She not only gets me to paint, she also has a sponsor for her class because people think she's so amazing. Blinded by Delight. We have to give a shout out to them too because they sponsor your class.
Yes.
Which I think is such a cool opportunity for businesses to be able to connect on that level too, but that someone has connected with you because you're so amazing. And wants to support you and everything that you're doing. I think that's great.
Can I share a story real quick?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Audrey Alamo passed away last year. She was a very good friend of mine. And she never felt like she was really an artist. She started taking some art classes. I started helping facilitate her through watercolor and drawing and the Zentangle drawing method, which is this kind of stuff right here. And it just started to click with her and she started to feel like she was an artist. And during the time of her treatment with her friends and her family, she shared the arts, whether it was paint pouring or Zentangling, drawing, or watercolor, with her close circle all the way until the end. That's the way she wanted to spend her time and share with others. And the artworks that were created during that time period are magnificent. And they're a collaborative. So a lot of them, everybody put their hand in. And that Blinded by Delight is a mutual friend of Audrey and John Alamo.
Do you have a favorite art class? Something you love to do that you get really excited about, like coming to teach?
Painting.
Really?
That's my favorite.
When did you start painting? I feel like every story you tell me is somehow correlated to art in some way throughout your entire life.
Oh, okay, so when I was a kid, I was a severe asthmatic. And so I missed a lot of school, and I was always behind, and I was terrible at everything academic. And the arts just gave me confidence and peace, and I guess that's sort of the testimony to what the arts can do for everybody. We're created to create. And as we grow up, we tend to become distanced from that. So it's a lot of fun to bring it back into people's lives. I spent a lot of time working with special needs kids, a lot of children who have like dysgraphia or really don't know how to hold a pen or a pencil. They're frustrated getting their homework done or their classwork done because the handwriting is terrible. but you take those same handwriting skills and put it into art, and they start to learn how to hold their pen, their pencil, their paintbrush, and it's just so beneficial to think outside the box and be creative. It makes everything a little bit more fun. Makes life more fun.
It is fun. I love, like, a certain time at night, I'm like, all right, it's time to paint. What am I going to do? Like, it kind of has changed my daily routine.
Awesome.
It's nice. Do you have any stories from class that you want to share of, like, things that have moved you or surprises that you've seen come out of here, or?
I think maybe, so many. Every class has something I take away from. But I'm going to say the most recent one was I had a class of painters, and they were all pretty peppy. Really had, what was our prompt? We were painting butterflies.
Oh.
Colorful butterflies. And everybody was painting their butterfly. I encouraged them to use creativity and do their own thing. But I demonstrated in case they weren't confident with their brush or didn't know where to start. And I had one person that just absolutely was not painting a butterfly whatsoever, but he was happy and he was content. He was very quiet. And he painted his entire piece with the smallest brush that we had, and it was all black. And I was really worried that he was painting all black so small, with such a small paintbrush. His piece was absolutely stunning. And he had a good time painting. He enjoyed listening to everybody. He enjoyed being busy with his hands, and you just can't judge someone's artwork. If someone's painting something that is really happy, do they really feel happy inside? What bravery it takes to come out and do something that is really on your heart's mind, and to just have that experience and to have a safe place in order to have that experience. So
yeah, and I think it's great that he was comfortable enough with you and the class to, like, you know what, I know you guys are doing that, but I'm here and I'm going to take this space for myself, and this is what I want to do. I think that's what the classes are about.
That's what we're here for. They're
not necessarily paint the butterfly today.
No.
It's paint whatever the heck you want to paint.
That's right.
Just paint.
That's right.
How has Hearts Need Art changed in the last 3 years since you started?
Oh, it's just grown so much, and we have so many talented facilitators, whether it be in music or painting or drawing or administration. It's amazing. I'm really excited to see what Hearts Need Art can do in our community here in San Antonio. And I think one of the things I'm most excited about is when I'm at the hospital and I'm teaching classes, I will have students, patients, I'll see them maybe 3 or 4 times and then they leave. So we never really, it's sort of an open closure. You don't really get a real good closure. We're really excited about our new website, and that there is a hashtag Keep Creating. So anybody who gets connected with Hearts Need Art and you leave the hospital, whether you're a patient or a caregiver or a family member or a staff member here at the hospital, and you want to keep creating or want to do something more and need a little support, you can go to that area and find support.
Yeah, and you've been great at making those videos. Ashley's the one that's teaching you right now on the website how to paint different things, and it's something that's evolving, and I think it's a really cool thing that we're going to start. And part of it's with, like, the partnership with Whimsy, like getting people, you do it here and then you go home, well, why stop? You had a ton of fun here, so go out and do it. That's it, Ashley. You made it. You survived.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thanks, Richard.
Class in 10 minutes. Okay,
We're ready.
Let's go.
Ready.